Hello everyone, we'll continue with the quality control topic. In the first part we have completed with the personnel and premises, the SOPs as well as the laboratory tests. Now we'll continue with the other side headings, that is quality control of the reagents. With respect to reagents, what quality control measure we need to follow? It is said good quality reagents must have a shelf life of 1 year. At least 1 year shelf life should be there for whatever reagents we are going to choose for our laboratory work. And it is said the reagents should contain the preservatives so that there won't be any contamination of these reagents by the bacteria or fungus. And see that the reagents are refrigerated and they are kept at lower temperatures, that is between 2 to 8 degrees centigrade, and the reagents should be labeled with the lot number, date of manufacture and expiry and storage temperature, and also should contain instructions how to use that particular reagent. So this is also mandatory to look for all these contents are present in the label of the reagent. Antibody quality control is based on the usage of the positive as well as the negative controls. Whatever controls is given in each batch or lot, that should be run before running the samples with the respective reagents. New reagents should be used only after proper serological assessment. And if you have got the reagents with respect to human source, that means the reagents are extracted from the human beings itself, it should also contain the label specifying that the HBsAg antigen as well as HIV antibodies remains negative in those reagents. Here is a list of different reagents which has been utilized in the blood bank, that is antiserase, albumin, enzymes, lectins, saline, red cell reagents and LISP. So with respect to all these reagents, we will see what quality control measure has to be followed in our laboratory. With respect to antiserase, we have to look for the appearance, that is how does the antiserase appears, that is the quality check. There should be no hemolysis, precipitate or particles or gel formation by a visual inspection, and this is done on daily basis, that is the frequency of control. The next quality control measure is the specificity. See that means to what extent the specific reactions are obtained with the particular antigen present over the cells. So it should give a clear-cut reactions with the red cells having the corresponding antigens and no reaction with the negative controls. That means when the negative cells are there, with respect to those cells, they should give the negative reactions itself. So here also daily check or with the new lot can be done. Quality control of RH antisera also remains the same appearance. There will be no hemolysis, precipitate, particles or gel formation by our visual inspection. Reactivity is you have to see for hemolysis and all. There should not be any hemolysis, Rolex formation or Prozon formation. Prozon formation refers to excess concentration of antibody. So reactivity can be done with respect to each lot. Specificity, here two different RH positive cells should be used, just labeled as R1, capital R1 and small r, which refers, these are the two different cells with the different concentrations of RH antigens. And here also on daily basis we need to do this checking. So there is a list of other types of quality control reactions or quality control measures for this antiserase called as avidity, intensity and titer. With respect to all the antiserase with the corresponding cells, it will be checked. So avidity refers to overall strength of a reaction between the antigen and antibody. Avidity refers to overall strength of reaction between antigen and antibody. Intensity refers to the power of binding between the antigen and antibody. And titer refers to the concentration of antigen or antibody. So there is a tabular column which is saying the different types of avidity, intensity and titer of the main 3 reagents, main 3 antiserals which is utilized in the lab. Avidity is recorded in terms of seconds, intensity in terms of the gradings, 1 plus the different plus symbols which refers the grades, and titer is recorded in this manner. Quality control of AHG reagent. So AHG also that is a Coombs reagent. Here also we are checking for the appearance. There should not be precipitate particles or gel formation by a visual inspection. This is done on daily basis. Reactivity, there should not be any prozone phenomenon and no hemolytic activity and no agglutination of unsensitized red cells. So see that the AHG reagent do not show its reaction with the unsensitized cells. They should show its reaction only with respect to the sensitized cells, that is the red cells coated with the IgG antibodies. And also we can obtain this reaction with the red cells which has been sensitized with the complement binding antibodies. So either this frequency of control can be with respect to the daily basis or with the new lots also we can perform these checkings. Quality control of bovine serum albumin. Here also appearance, you should get the clear appearance without any precipitate particles or gel formation by a visual inspection. Reactivity, that should show more than 90%, 95% of albumin. Specificity, there should not be agglutination of unsensitized red cells. So frequency once again either on daily basis or with the new lots. Enzymes. Quality measure, reactivity, there should not be reactivity or hemolysis with the inert AB serum. And specificity, agglutination of red cells sensitized with the weak entity having the IgG as an antibody. So frequency of control once again on daily basis or with the new lots. Quality control of LIS. So here's the quality checking is different. Non-serological means you have to check for the pH, that is 6.65 to 6.85 should be there, and osmolarity will be 270 to 285 millimoles. Serological testing, we have to check for the antibodies, that is IgG antibodies. They should give the 1 plus or 2 plus reactions with the respective red cells having the Rh antigens when you are doing this testing with respect to the combination of LIS solution and the AHG test. Quality control of red cell reagents. Here also on daily basis you have to check for the appearance whether there is hemolysis or turbidity in the supernatant. Hemolysis with respect to the cells and turbidity in the supernatant. Reactivity, that is clear cut reactions with the known antisera should be seen. So checked on daily basis. So quality control with respect to the kits are also done. With respect to kits, we have to follow the instructions whatever is been given by the manufacturer. Both positive and negative controls whatever is being given in the kit, it should be run along with the test samples. And also it is said we need to have the internal and external quality control samples so that we are checking for the sensitivity and specificity of those kits. Sensitivity refers to if we have a sample in that a particular analyte's concentration, if it is too low, that too low concentration has to be detected by our kits, that is known as sensitivity. Specificity means the respective analyte has to be analyzed by the particular kit, that is the meaning of specificity. Next, quality control measure with respect to equipments. So it is said with respect to equipments, all the mandatory specification of the equipment should be followed and the equipment should be in a good working condition. Equipment should be checked and assessed when first installed. Before installing, we have to check them and assess it properly whether all the things are present and they are working fine. All equipment should be checked on routine basis. There should be a regular check over the equipments. Each and every laboratory staff also should be responsible when they are working with the equipments. How to handle it, when to handle, all the required measures also should be followed by the staff who is working with the respective equipments. All equipments need preventive maintenance, so regular maintenance with respect to cleaning, calibration, verification, all these has to be done regularly. And this regular checkings also should be planned properly so that it minimizes the disruption of the service. With respect to blood bank refrigerators and freezers, which is the common equipment which is being used in the blood bank mainly for the storage of blood, see that the temperature range is between 2 to 6 degrees centigrade. Temperature recording chart should be checked at least once a day, and this can be changed weekly. So charts are available in different forms, either the week based charts or month based charts. According to that, the changing of the charts has to be done, and this chart is essential for recording the variations whatever is happening with the equipment, and these variations will be recorded with the chart, so that during our absence also, that is during our off duty hours also, recording can be done with respect to this chart. So periodical checking of the temperature within the cabinet, either with the refrigerators or freezers, is very important. By using the thermometers we can obtain the recording of the temperatures. And refrigerator should have an alarm system. That means if there is any fluctuation, high temperature or low temperature, if it has been present within these equipments, the alarm should sound. It should make a sound when the temperature is outside the range of 2 to 6 degrees centigrade. Alarm system should also be checked at least once a week. Temperature fluctuations must be explained on the chart in writing. So why this fluctuation has occurred, the explanation has to be given. Sometimes when we are removing the blood units, if we are kept open for long time, also the variation in temperature will occur. So such type of explanations has to be provided in the chart. Chart must be kept in record for 2 to 5 years. At least for 2 to 5 years we need to maintain these records. Refrigerated centrifuge and bent centrifuge. So here also we need to check the centrifuges by the service engineers. For every 3 months once we have to check for the working of the centrifuge. Accuracy of speed and time, it has to be recorded by using the RPM meter or tachometer. This records the speed of the equipment. Temperature inside centrifuge bowl should be checked by the temperature sensors. If any variation in temperatures or the temperature recording easily can be done by using the thermometers as well as this temperature sensors. Automated cell washers, this acts like a centrifuge itself, centrifuge adopted form itself, and it will be programmed to add the saline to the test tube, so that automatically it will centrifuge and it will wash the cells, and it also will decant the saline, and it will help us to provide the button of cells. So this equipment can be said to perform this function at least 1 to 4 times. So this also should be checked periodically, so that it has been filling up the test tubes correctly, emptying it up, and also the proper cell button will be formed. Water baths and incubators. This is also once again thermostatic equipment. It should be monitored on daily basis. Accuracy of thermometer should be checked periodically.